Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Houston.
The Astros have made it back home where they've played well the last month. Jay Happ gets the start tonight, looking for his fourth win since joining the Astros. Tony La Russa and the Cardinals are trying to stay afloat in the playoff race after losing 5 of their last 6 games. It's time for some fun at the ballpark. The Astros and Cardinals next on Fox Sports Houston. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, it's game 1 of a 3-game homestand. It's the Astros versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Good evening, everybody. Torrential rains in the downtown area, but play will begin, of course, on time tonight. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. And the Astros come off a 6-4 record on that road trip, JD.
Yeah, and essentially this is another city in a 6-team road trip as the Astros pass through Houston for just 3 days. Chance to get a look at the St. Louis Cardinals again, who have really been scuffling of late, trying to run down the Cincinnati Reds. The Astros pitched so well on that road trip, and one of them, Jay Happ, goes tonight. He pitched outstanding baseball last time out against the Phillies. As a matter of fact, he's pitched well just about every time he's gone to the mound for the Astros this year, the lone exception being his start against these Cardinals over in St. Louis, where he only went 1 inning plus. But overall, 3-2, 4.26 ERA in an Astro uniform for Jay Happ.
Tonight, Jake Westbrook goes to the mound for the Redbirds, and Hunter Pence and the Astros hope to continue the offense. They didn't muster a lot of it on the road trip, but they played winning baseball, looking for a breakout night tonight against the Redbirds next. Four dealers, the 2010 F-150, and by Jack in the Box and the really big chicken sandwich combo. The rain just poured down at Minute Maid Park this afternoon, but now, as game 1 of this 3-game series starts tonight, HD telecast is presented by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers and the 2010 MKS. Technologically breathtaking. Reach higher with the 2010 Lincoln MKS. Field actually did absorb some of that rain because the roof was partially open when the rain came down, and they had to do a lot of work to get this thing ready for play tonight. Now, first pitch is coming from Jay Happ to Skip Schumacher. And there is strike one to Schumacher, the leadoff man with a .339 on base average, .271 batting average, 4 homers. He's driven in 36. Third baseman Chris Johnson is pulled in. Schumacher goes for the high pitch and fouls it back. The Cardinals 2-5 on a road trip, which began in Pittsburgh. They lost 2 of 3 there. Continued in Washington. They lost 3 of 4 there. They've dropped 10 of their last 14. They're 10 games over 500, 5 behind Cincinnati. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jay Happ has pitched well for the Astros, as JD was mentioning, especially here in his home ballpark where he's 3-0 with a 1.16 ERA. And that one goes foul.
Well, he's pitched very well since putting on that Astros uniform. There are the career numbers at this ballpark. Made a start here for Philadelphia earlier this year. His first start of the year went 5 scoreless, and has pitched well every time for the Astros here at Minute Maid Park. He's pitched well every time for the Astros, period, except for that start in St. Louis back on the 4th of August. He allowed 7 runs in 1 inning. Fourth start of his young major league career.
Schumacher fouls it, and it's still a 1-2 count. The Cardinals have had problems with the Astros. Houston 7-5 against St. Louis, but the Cardinals won 2 of 3 in this ballpark earlier this year. And St. Louis will be going back home after this series. Grounded foul. On the road, the Redbirds are 28-36. Tony La Russa's club really challenged right now. After sweeping that 3-game series from Cincinnati, they have struggled. And Tony, in his 33rd year as manager, has a challenge on his hands right now if he's to reach the postseason. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This will be the final series of these 2 clubs this season. The Astros swept the Cardinals in St. Louis in May.
The Cardinals, excuse me, just 5-10 since sweeping that 3-game set against the Reds back on August 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Schumacher bounces one up the middle. Gloved by Angel Sanchez, and he takes care of out number 1 over to Brett Wallace. The lineup for the Cardinals began with Schumacher at second, continues with Randy Wynn in right field, Albert Pujols at first base, Matt Holliday in left field, Pedro Feliz at third base, Yadier Molina the catcher, Colby Rasmus center field, Brendan Ryan shortstop, Jake Westbrook pitcher. The Cardinals have reverted to batting the pitcher 9th in recent weeks. Now Randy Wynn, the switch hitting right fielder. 269, 3 homers, 15 driven in for Wynn. And it's up. Here's ball 1 to this longtime switch hitter. Very good defensive player. Cardinals traded Ryan Ludwig in a 3-team deal to get tonight's starting pitcher, Westbrook. So Wynn is playing right. Ludwig's former position tonight. And it's 1-1 to Randy.
John Jay, the rookie for the Cardinals, also an outfielder, not in the lineup tonight. He hits from the left side. He's having a heck of a rookie season, but Jay Happ's been awfully tough on left-handed bats this year. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a straight changeup from Happ. Likes to cut his fastball in on the right-handed hitters. Very good at elevating the fastball when ahead in the count. A lot of swings and misses and lazy fly balls with that high heater.
Pass to diving Tommy Manzella into left center field. A single for Wynn. Hit sharply.
Well, that swing will get you rethinking the high fastball. He jumped all over that one. Here are the Astros defensively tonight. I don't know if there's another outfield that's played together as much as that trio this year. Johnson, Manzella, Sanchez, and Wallace, the youngsters today for the Astros, and the rookie Jason Castro behind the plate.
Now Now Happ has the base runner facing Albert Pujols, who's making a strong bid for the Triple Crown in the National League. .320 batting average, 35 homers leads the league, 95 runs batted in leads the league. Batting average is third in the league. And Pujols fouls it. There is strike one. From what we were hearing, Albert Pujols called the team together today at 1:30. They had a meeting, and several of them shaved their heads.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That usually gets it done.
Of course, Albert had already beaten him to the punch on that, and so had Felipe Lopez.
You know, things are going back. Let me see. We can hit and run more. Let's just shave our heads.
Chris Johnson to second. Angel Sanchez to first. Double play. 5-4-3. And the game starts very well for Jay Happ. Jake Westbrook to the hill in just a moment. In center field, Angel Sanchez second base, Hunter Pence right field, Carlos Lee left field, Chris Johnson third base, Brett Wallace first base, Tommy Manzella shortstop, Jason Castro catcher, Jay Happ pitcher.
Veteran Jake Westbrook for the Cardinals tonight. You look at his numbers in a St. Louis uniform. He's made 5 starts, 1 and 2, 4.06 ERA. A lot of ground balls with that sinking fastball. There it is right there. He also throws a slider, curve, and a straight change. He's given the Cardinals 6 innings in 4 of his 5 starts, 7 in the other, and has pitched well just about every time out. Last time allowed 4 earned runs. That's the most he's allowed in any start.
Michael Bourne rams one by the shortstop Ryan and into center field. A sharply hit single for Bourne, who came out of the game yesterday with a little hamstring cramp, and he was feeling much better today.
Let's take a look at the Cardinals defensively. Holiday, Rasmus, and Wynn in the outfield. Pedro Feliz has played well since joining the Redbirds. Brendan Ryan's the shortstop. Schumacher and Albert cover the right side. Yadier Molina makes running a very difficult proposition.
Or doesn't he? Angel Sanchez is the batter. Third baseman in tight, Pedro Feliz.
Michael, his hamstring barking a little bit yesterday. He may not be inclined to try to run with Molina back there. So that being the case, maybe the Astros look more along the lines of a hit and run play or something like that. On to 44 out of 55. Molina, outstanding numbers throwing. 2 for 2 with Westbrook out there in a Cardinal uniform for the season. 13 successful, 7 caught with Jake Westbrook on the mound.
And a delay as Sanchez steps away. Westbrook is 32. He was born in Athens, Georgia. Threw 6 no-hitters and 1 perfect game in high school.
My goodness. I'm going to guess he was MVP of the team. I'm going to go out on a limb with that.
Foul back, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He pitched against the Astros in St. Louis earlier this month, August 2nd. Got no decision. Pitched well, 2 earned runs in 6 innings. That was his St. Louis debut after coming to the Cardinals in that 3-team trade. In his career against National League clubs, and he's been in the American League most of his career, he's 7-9 with a 3.66 ERA.
Well, he's clearly bought into the Dave Duncan philosophy of pound the strike zone with the sinker and pitch to contact, because his ground ball rate in a Cardinal uniform way beyond what he was doing in Cleveland.
Westbrook was a first-round pick of the Rockies in '96. They traded him to Montreal. Then he was a Yankee and joined the Indians in 2000. Trade for David Justice. And in '04, he was 14-9 with the Tribe with a 3.38 ERA. 15-game winner the next year. He won 15 more in '06. 3 straight years of good win totals for Westbrook. Sharply hit. Schumacher and Ryan collaborate on a 4-6-3 double play, and both clubs turned 2 in the first inning.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about the possibility of a hit and run play, because Westbrook does get so many ground balls. If you don't feel like Michael's going to be able to steal bases because of the Hammy/Molina issue, you might be inclined to play a little hit and run.
Now it's Hunter Pence. There's strike 1 to Hunter, a 281 hitter with 20 homers, 70 runs batted in. There's a couple of long balls against the Cardinals this year. Shoots one through the right side past a diving Schumacher, and that's what he's done pretty well the last few weeks. Hit the ball hard to right. Really concentrating on that in batting practice. He's aboard for Carlos Lee.
That's something Jeff Bagwell has emphasized with Hunter. Hey, anybody can pull the ball. Let me see you drive the ball the other way.
Now, Carlos, in an article in the Houston Chronicle today, talked about the fact that he really has kind of fixed his swing from earlier this year. Felt he needed to do it himself. He knows his swing better than anybody. And there's a pickup by Molina. He knocks it down and really did a nice job to backhand the ball and get leather on it to keep Pence from moving to second base on what could have been a wild pitch.
And not enough time to slide out and block it, so he backhands it. Ultimately, Hunter probably would have been able to take second base, but it looked like Molina was going to hang on to that ball initially.
Molina is a weapon back there. Fly ball softly hit to shallow right field. This could be a looping hit, and it is for Carlos Lee. It kicks away from Schumacher. Dave Clark with a stop sign. Hunter Pence goes through the sign. The throw is wild, and he scores. And Lee winds up with an RBI double on the looper with wind so deep in right field he was unable to get there.
That right there may explain why Carlos Lee's numbers are better now than they were earlier in the year. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck. And he's had some soft hits lately. This is just a dandy. Look at all the spin on that ball. It kicks dead right after hitting the ground just barely fair. I was a little bit surprised when I saw the stop sign go up from Dave Clark, because it looked like a ball that Hunter would be able to score on fairly easily. Clark, he's waving and then throws up the stop sign at the last. By that time, Hunter's committed.
And he scores for the 81st time. Now Chris Johnson has a runner at second. Strike 1 to CJ. 329 with Carlos Lee now driving in 25 this month. The club record is 36 by Jeff Bagwell in July '01. Bouncer Westbrook tossing out Johnson. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 left for the Astros. They lead it after 1-0.
Astros history is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. August 30th, 1969. Boy, a long time ago. Larry Dierker becomes the first Astro to record 17 wins, 2-1 triumph over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Struck out 14 in that game, did Larry Dierker.
One of the retired numbers. We have another one sitting next to us as the second inning opens. Thanks to Craig Biggio for joining us. And Bitch has had a whirlwind summer. There's strike one to Matt Holliday. Now you made a recent trip to South Bend.
We did. Last week we went to South Bend, and then we're going to go up. We're going to go up again this weekend here, and Purdue is playing, so we'll go up there and take it in.
And Connor Biggio will be playing baseball for the Fighting Irish.
He is. It's a dream come true. It's a place that he really wanted to go to. That was his number one choice, and we're really happy as parents for him, and because it's where he wanted to go and what he wanted to be. And it was funny. We were going through some pictures the other day and came across 5-6 years ago some pictures with a Rudy T-shirt that he had.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, wow. What's the irony there?
Wow.
You got now your kid's going to go there and go to school. So yeah, we're real happy and excited for him.
Fun for you, too. Some good road trips.
Absolutely, yeah. We're really looking forward to it.
Football weekends,
The grandparents are, the uncles are, and, it's a little bit closer for them, but and he's looking forward to it. That's the biggest thing. And he's put a lot of time, a lot of hard work into it. This summer was a crazy summer, and but it's all paid off. And that's just the same thing you did when you played. You got to get out there and you got to show people what you can do and play. So and it all paid off for him.
Absolutely, and then of course you're coaching, and so you've really been up against it this summer as far as trying to get immersed in Astros baseball. But now we're going to see more of you, right?
Absolutely. Well, I've been watching the boys. We've been paying attention to what's been going on, and we're playing well. I mean, I think in the beginning, the first half of the season, we were just underachieving. There's no doubt about it. I think to a man, everybody would admit that. And since then, we've played better, we've hit better, and we. In the long run, it turned out to be more wins, and that's what it's all about.
Pedro Feliz has done so well with the Cardinals. Strikes out this time. You've seen probably a little bit of Jay Happ. Bitch, what do you think of him? Is he a modern-day Jim DeShays?
No, I think he throws too hard, JD.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, I'm trying to be respectful here. So I mean, JD, would you top out at 88, maybe 89?
You depend on the day. I topped out in college. I just bad timing.
No, but I like this kid's makeup. I know that one of these schools that were back east that he was a big Philly fan, and he was the coach was very, very disappointed that Philly let him go and we were able to obtain him. So he said, if this young man is healthy, it's scary on his upside.
So we're seeing a lot of different faces here in the mix. Times do change. Players, it's so rare for you and Jeff to play your entire careers, and Lance almost made it, but things have moved on. It's a new leaf, isn't it, that's been turned over?
These things happen. It's just kind of the business side of baseball. For me personally, there was once that it came real close to for me not being an Astro. And it's not that, Lance didn't want to be an Astro or Roy didn't want to be an Astro. It's just the business side of things. And, the best move for the club was to make something happen, and we're able to do that. So we're getting better. It's funny, I was talking with Drayton earlier today. In 1991, we had 15 rookies. Jeff Bagwell won the Rookie of the Year that year. Thank God we had 15 of them. At least somebody won it. But you have to take these steps every now and then, and there's no doubt about it. The Astros are going in the right direction, and we're starting to see the team play well.
And how do you think Baggy is enjoying being hitting coach?
I think he's liking it. I think he kind of brings that old school mentality where it's you cut down on some things and you talk about a little some your plate discipline, working the counts, trying to get on base. On base percentage is one of the biggest overlooked stat nowadays with the modern day player, because everybody looks at the batting average or they look at the RBIs, but on base percentage is number one because that's how you score runs.
And the Astros have scored one, the Cardinals nothing. We'll be back in just a moment.
throughout the state of Texas. If you would like to learn more about Chevy's commitment to youth league baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com.
Brett Wallace, the Cardinal product. They drafted him in the first round. Fouls it back, strike one. Jake Westbrook facing a 184 hitter with 5 runs batted in. Don't know how much of a chance you've had to see him, Bidge, but he's had some tough luck lately. He's lined into some outs, but has a pretty swing, doesn't he?
Yeah, and it gives you a quality at bat. I mean, that's what you're looking for. I mean, if you 1 through 8, depending on what the pitcher's going to do, but you get guys go up there and consistently give you quality at bats. That's all you're going to ask for. And sooner or later, the worm's going to turn, and some of these balls are going to start falling in for him. And I know he's a good kid. He works hard, and the guys on the team like him a lot.
What do you remember when you first came to the big leagues in terms of just in the batter's box and whatever? It's got to be kind of overwhelming to.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fast game. I mean, I thought, when you're a rookie back then, literally you were a rookie. Your strike zone was, you were up there. You were hitting 0-2 no matter what. There you go. See?
Yeah.
You got a little love right there. A little base hit falls in, get them going for the next week. But, my first couple of years, I cherished them. I loved them so much because I had guys like JD, and I had people like Nolan Ryan, Billy Doran, some great, solid veteran leadership that basically, kid, just be quiet, play the game. We'll tell you, just play the game the way you're supposed to play the game. And I learned so much from the older players that were around at the time, and it was invaluable to me, and it had a major impact on my career.
Did you ever doubt yourself early on? If you're struggling getting hits, or did you know? I'm going to hit. I'm going to be fine.
Well, after my first year, I hit 214. So, I told Jason Castro the other day, I said, just go look at my bubblegum card, kid. My first year, I hit 214. That's a big transition, a big jump. The difference between AAA and the big leagues is if the ball stays up in the air more than 3 seconds, you're out. And it's just outfielders can run. Everybody's better. Guys coming out of the bullpen. The scouts sitting behind home plate. I mean, they know your swing better than you know your swing yet. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that go on, and it's overwhelming for kids. And the really great ones that make adjustments quicker to it, those are the ones you see really excel.
Yeah, well, you go on and on down the list. Mike Schmidt, when he first came to the big leagues, really struggled. Willie Mays was like 1 out of his first 20-something.
It's not easy. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
The runner was breaking, and Manzella tapped it foul. I had a chance to see Tommy at shortstop. Of course, his season has really been interrupted by that injury. Kept him out for weeks, but that's another part of it, too, isn't it? Getting a chance to play, get into a rhythm. Then if you're down for 6 weeks, it's kind of tough to get that back sometimes.
It's hard. I mean, you never want to give somebody an opportunity to play your position, and but obviously being a young kid, you always want to make sure that you get as many swings or at bats that you can. And unfortunately, he got hurt, and it was one of those 2 seasons I ran in. But Tommy's a good kid. He works hard, and I think if you look at it from the beginning of the year to now, he's made strides and he's gotten better.
Hit him when he swung at him.
Let's see what the home plate umpire, John Hirschbeck, is saying to him. Well, they're calling him out.
Someone didn't hit him.
Tommy's claiming that he got a piece of that ball.
Definitely got a piece of it.
Yeah. Of course, replay isn't used for something like this.
John will ask for some help, hopefully.
Do you like replay?
I like the way they used it for the Little League World Series. I thought it was a good stepping stone for possibly some things that might come later on down the road. I think the bottom line is that baseball is human error, and these things happen. What I do like the replay on the home run calls. I like the way that the crew, the umpiring crew, will get together now more so than they used to. As far as did you see something differently, or ask the other guy to get his opinion, and taking kind of maybe I got it wrong, and they want to make sure they get it right. So there's a lot of things I think in the game itself that guys are trying to make adjustments with, but you got to realize one thing, that this game is so fast, and on TV it's slowed down so much. So the appreciation, these guys are 99% of the time they get it right.
You talked about Castro and your conversation with him, and as he bats now, he's hitting 200. He's had all this learning to do as far as the hitters around the league, working with a brand new pitching staff. That is just an awesome responsibility that first year, isn't it?
Well, it's a big responsibility, but also when you have some veteran guys, which he does, I mean, you know, you want to learn as much as you can, but you just keep putting down numbers until you get to the right one, because when you have a veteran pitching staff, that's their job, is to tutor you and make you a better catcher and make you a better receiver. And for me, it was more so like when JD was pitching, or, you know, catching Larry Anderson and guys like that. It was more the location on things and making sure you set up. Like Mike Scott would want you to set up down the middle of the plate, and then he would pitch to your shoulders and your kneecaps. And or JD, he would like you to pitch to, you know, the knee move, you know, set up on the outside corner or the inside corner and literally move.
Pitch, thanks so much for joining us.
All right, guys. Thank you, Brownie.
We'll see you again soon. Astros 1, Cardinals nothing.
I'm up here in the press level as we have the Astros leading 1-0 as we go to the third. I'm up here at the bottom of the press level reading tweets, tweeting back, and emails. That brings up a point. If you got any questions you'd like Brownie or JD to tackle on Wednesday, email Wednesday, send them to me, foxsportshouston@yahoo.com, and we'll pick the best ones for the show Wednesday pregame. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Greg. Colby Rasmus, the batter. There is ball one. There was quite a stir about Colby Rasmus yesterday. He was in the lineup originally a couple of hours before the game in Washington, then he was scratched. And the word didn't get up to the media until the last minute. He did get in as a pinch hitter. He's missed 11 games with a strained calf. And apparently Tony La Russa wanted to give him just that one more day after the training staff said he was ready. He said 19 homers, 54 runs batted in with a .268 average.
So what was the stir?
Well, apparently there was conjecture that Tony did not like the pairing of Colby Rasmus and the home plate umpire, which evidently was a bogus story. Tony said there was nothing to that whatsoever. He said, I just didn't think that he was quite ready to go physically, wanted to give him one more day.
Very good fastball hitter, good low fastball hitter. We've seen him turn on some good heaters in the season series between these two clubs, and he hangs in there pretty well against lefties too, hitting .272 against left-handed pitching.
You can tell he shaved his head because he had some rather flowing locks last time we saw him. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Colby. Cardinals with that show of unity today, trying to get things turned around. They're 3 games out in the wild card and 5 games out in the division race. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. The Redbirds are 7th in runs scored. They've pitched very well, especially when their big 3 has been on the mound. And they moved one of those big 3 back to open the series with Cincinnati. That would be the rookie Jaime Garcia. Carpenter and Wainwright.
That's some serious peer pressure when Albert tells you to shave your head. Come on, man, Albert, I don't want to shave my head. Albert looks good with his head shaved. I'm not so sure about Colby Rasmus. I'll take him one for the club there.
Well, 4-10.
Tony didn't shave his head.
No. And after they swept Cincinnati, everything was looking so good for this Redbird crew, but now 10 losses, a lot of hair losses. So they're follically challenged tonight as they take the field. But maybe it'll help. Chris Carpenter was closely cropped. Adam Wainwright's lost 3 in a row for the first time. No foul back, so even Carpenter and Wainwright and Garcia, when they're on the mound, things have not been working out so well lately for this Cardinal ball club.
Well, they're getting a little help tonight from the Brewers. Milwaukee has a 3-1 lead over the Reds. They played 4 in Cincinnati.
That's up, and Rasmus takes a walk. First walk for Jay Happ, his 32nd walk in his 50th inning. And in that standpoint, probably his last start was his best because he beat the Phillies and Roy Halladay 3-2. He walked 2 and 6 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. He's had 4 straight quality starts. Brendan Ryan, 220, 2 homers, 27 runs batted in. Has missed significant time with an injury this year. And he came off the bench Thursday, had an RBI double and diving catch. Had right wrist surgery during the offseason. That's troubled him. Happ leaves it outside, and there's ball 1. Cardinals are 23-20 in games started by southpaws. Now it's turned out to be a beautiful evening with that rain leaving the picture today. And there has been quite a drought in this area.
Well, Jay, a big guy, 6 foot 6 inches tall. And sometimes bigger guys have a more difficult time keeping their mechanics together. That's why sometimes his control will abandon him. But he's been so hard to hit. The walks haven't really hurt him. I think hitting just .216 against him coming into play tonight.
Brad Arnsberg would love to see him beat this Cardinal team for the first time in Jay's career. He is 0-2 with a 9.45 ERA in 3 starts against St. Louis. Brendan Ryan at one point this season was batting 9th, with the pitcher batting 8th. And the Cardinals have done that off and on over the years, but they're back to the pitcher in the 9th spot recently. Ryan had a very good year last year, hitting .292. Happ gets a foul grounder. Still 1-2 with Westbrook on deck. Day game coming up Wednesday at 1:05. We go to Patty Smith. Patty.
Well, be sure to join the Astros Wednesday to honor a broadcasting legend. Before the Astros face off against the Cardinals at 1:05, Milo Hamilton will be honored for 65 years of broadcasting excellence. Enjoy $6.50 terrace deck tickets to commemorate his anniversary. Visit astros.com/Milo for tickets. Bill.
Thanks, Patty. 1-2 to Brendan Ryan with Westbrook on deck. Jay Happ has a career record of 17-7. That .708 winning percentage is the tops among active major leaguers right now. Ground ball foul keeps the count at 1-2. Astros have had quite a run of pitching. They've had 20 quality starts in the month of August. That's tops in the National League. 41 pitches so far for Jay. And this is a long stretch without a day off, too. This is the 19th, 18th consecutive day without a day off. Brett Myers, of course, has been just so solid every start of 6 innings or more. Liner to right field. Hunter Pence backing on it. Makes that play. Ryan hit it pretty sharply, but out number one, bringing up Westbrook now.
Easier to hit that high fastball the other way than to try to pull it. He gets his weight shifted back. This ball not up like some of the other fastballs, but a good idea to have that off-field approach for Brendan Ryan.
Jake Westbrook has 1 hit and 10 at-bats. No sacrifice bunts. Johnson moving in at third. He puts it down, and Johnson will field it in front of the pitcher. Make the short throw on to Sanchez. The sacrifice 5-4 gets Rasmus over on out number 2. And now the leadoff guy, Skip Schumacher. Scrappy little player who grounded out in the first inning. Converted from outfield to second base last year.
Aren't all little guys scrappy?
They are. You don't hear of big guys being scrappy, do you?
Yeah, Frank Howard, boy, he was a scrappy guy.
Good breaking pitch. Strike one as Jay Happ starts Schumacher that way. Schumacher's hit .277 against Houston for his career.
He got through this breaking ball. Some of the earlier ones, he was just kind of pulling off a little bit, leaving him up. It's a good 0-0 pitch there. You just drop that breaking ball into the strike zone. Hitters typically go up there looking to hit a fastball.
Spins on that one. Fly ball, Hunter Pence, and that one got in on him. So Jay Happ has a good third inning despite the leadoff walk, and it's 1-0 Astros.
In the Drink, Drive, Go to Jail initiative, and I know you've seen the campaign on TV. I've got Officer LaSalle and Officer Egdorf with me. And Officer LaSalle, this is something that this isn't just a phrase. This is something you guys take very seriously.
Absolutely. It's one of the biggest problems that the citizens in the Houston area and the county have to face every day of their lives, because the drunk drivers are out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they cause crashes that kill and seriously injure our friends and family members.
And of course, looking at some of the numbers you gave me here, and Harris County is really ranked really up there high. This is really important, not just for the nation, but specifically here.
Well, unfortunately, over the last few years, Harris County has been the #1 spot in the country as far as drunk driving deaths, and that's what all these initiatives are for, is to try to prevent some of these deaths, try to get these drunk drivers off the roadways and make it safer for everybody out there.
And I just want to throw some numbers out at you. We talked about since the war on terror, we've seen 5,600 service personnel lost, but drunk driving is even worse than that.
Yes, in the state of Texas alone, we've lost over double that to drunk drivers in our state. And it's just, something we need to look at. I mean, we think about war and we think about how dangerous that is, but when you think about it and you look at the numbers, it's really, some of those service personnel are more at danger at home getting hit by a drunk driver than they are getting killed in the line of service. That doesn't take away from what they do, because every one of them are still heroes.
And, of course, as we head into Labor Day weekend, I know this is a prime time for this, and this is where you guys will really be out in force.
There's going to be lots of officers out everywhere. It's not just HPD. It's going to be everybody in Harris County, everybody in the area. We'll be running no refusal programs this weekend. So if you get arrested for DWI, expect it. If you don't take a breath test, we are going to take a blood specimen from you.
All right, guys, thank you so much for reminding us of this very important message. Drink, drive, go to jail. Everybody drive safely.
Thanks, Patty. No balls, 2 strikes to Michael Bourne. Jay Happ hit the ball pretty well, but right at the shortstop. Brendan Ryan for out number 1. And Michael lunges at that off-speed pitch, and Westbrook really had it working for strikeout number 2.
That's a dandy, the changeup. It comes off to that, well, he threw back-to-back changeups, but it comes out of his hand very much like his sinker. So that sinking fastball, 80, 90, 91 miles an hour. The changeup had 77.
This is start number 6 as a Cardinal for Westbrook, who gets the comebacker from Sanchez.
That's easy.
Yeah, and he has a 1-2-3 third inning, and it's 1-0 Houston. Out there.
Interlude.
Oh, yeah. It's our little 7th inning stretch and the 4th inning. And Randy Wynn leads it off.
You should just play that in the background of the whole game.
Okay. Strike 1 to Wynn. He has the only hit in the first 3 innings by the Redbirds. It was a smash by the shortstop into left center field. Wynn came into this game a .344 career hitter against Houston.
Big difference between the Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals this year has been their play on the road. Reds 37-28 away from Cincinnati. The Cardinals are 28-36 on the road. Typically, Championship Club will hold their own play around 500 on the road and do significant damage in their own ballpark. Cardinals are taking care of that. They're 41-23 at home, but the road has been an issue.
Last year, they were almost identical home and road. 46-35 home, 45-36 road. Fly ball to left. Carlos Lee waiting. 1 out for Jay Happ. Albert Pujols, quite a triple crown situation now in the National League. Pujols, Joey Votto, and Carlos Gonzalez of Colorado. All up there in those categories very high. Pujols bounced into a double play in the first inning.
Zach Levine had a very good article in the paper today on Albert Pujols.
Yes, he did.
Kind of, summing up Houstonian's opinion of Albert Pujols. Yeah, he gets extended on that ball, out away from him and up a little bit. He can really drive it. I think over the years what I've seen from Albert, and he's such a good hitter, you can't pitch him one way, but I think he doesn't get pitched inside enough.
Right.
I mean, he's so good out away from him. At that time.
1-2, and is even better against lefties. He hit home runs number 400 and 401 over the weekend to move into a special category now for his career. Fouls it back against Jay Happ. He's 4 for 8 with a homer. This year, he's averaging 1 homer against lefties for every 9.1 at bats. Against right-handers, 1 homer for every 17.3 at bats. And he's hitting .447 against the Astros. 4 homers, 14 runs batted in this season for Albert. 2-2, but I agree with you. I don't think pitchers come inside on him all that often.
Well, I think there's 2 things. You have to come in, and the problem is I think you have to be ahead in the count to do it, because the pitch I'm talking about is not a strike. It's in off the plate a little bit, and you try to get him to swing at a 2-strike fastball in on his hands, try to tie him up. He got away with a hanger right there. You throw him a soft breaking ball, 2 strikes. If it stays in the zone, that could be real troublesome. You can tell by Pujols' body language. He knows that Jay got away with one there.
Pujols now is in a club with only 5 members. 400 homers, 1,200 runs batted in, a .330 batting average for a career.
See, and the problem is when you ask for that pitch as a catcher, the pitcher's got to make the pitch, and Jason Castro right there pointing to his head, pointing to Jay, saying, hey, be smart here. I wanted that ball in, and you left it over the middle. So that's 2 in a row that he's gotten away with.
Yeah, hitters don't always hit mistakes.
Come back in there and try to cut it in there.
Rolled out the shortstop. That worked. 2 outs.
Yeah, that group you're talking about, 5 people with 400 home runs, 1,200 RBIs, .330 batting average. Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Lou Gehrig, Stan Musial, and Albert Pujols. That's like being the 5th Beatle. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good group right there. My word.
And yet he does make outs every now and then. He's bounced into a double play and grounded out to short so far.
And that's the thing you have to remind yourself as a pitcher, regardless of who the hitter is, the odds are still in your favor.
Strike to Matt Holliday. He was very unhappy when a pitch was thrown behind him by Drew Storen of Washington yesterday. Holliday hit a fly ball to right in the 2nd inning. That's driven to center field. Will the ballpark hold it? Michael Bourne is there when it does. And Jay Happ used up just about all the real estate he had in left center field to protect the 1-0 lead.
Friday, September 17th. Astros host the Reds at 6:05, and it's college night. College students can enjoy a pregame event in the 5-7 grill, food and drink specials. And the first 200 students to the pregame event receive a college night T-shirt. Buy your tickets at astros.com/college.
Sounds like a load of fun. There's ball one to Hunter Pence. He singled and scored in the first inning. Westbrook needed only 8 pitches in the third inning. And he's at 2-0 now on Hunter. Westbrook had very low run support. Lowest among all Cardinal starters by far. 2 Hopper, Brendan Ryan. 1 out. Run support average in August for Westbrook, 3.2 runs per 9 innings.
They're doing a real nice job throwing that sinker changeup combination, keeping everything down around the knees or below. So the challenge for the Astros is to lay off that ball down, try to get into a favorable count, and see if you can get him to elevate. Hunter had the favorable count, but he went after a pitcher's pitch there. It was moving down and in on him.
Carlos Lee taking, looks at ball one. He had the looping pop fly RBI double in the first inning. He had one like that last homestand, didn't he? Right on the line.
I don't know. I know he had one in New York the other day, a little flare off the end of the bat. His karma factor has improved. I'll say that much.
And often that has gone into success of hitters as they've turned things around the way he's done.
Well, I think what happened early is the team was in a collective funk early. Lance was out of the lineup with the injury, and I think Carlos and Hunter both pressed a little bit and got out of their game. They might not agree with that, but that's what it looked like anyway. Russo wanted a swing there. He was barking.
Well, he and Dusty Baker were barking at each other the last time the Reds and Cardinals met, and they'll be barking again this weekend probably. Pointing fingers at each other. Carlos takes ball 4. Westbrook for his first walk of the night. Will work from the stretch to Chris Johnson as we go to Patty Smith.
Well, guys, I found a very interesting fan. In fact, I found a very interesting sign here. Hold up the sign. It's my #1 fan. So I came down, checked it out, and it says, "I love her, and my wife doesn't even mind." It's a little creepy to see myself here like this, all pixelized, but to what do I owe the honor?
Hello. I'm so happy to see you finally.
All right, we got to get the wife behind the sign. Well, you have no problem with this?
I have no problem because you are a great Rockets person and a great Astros person, and we just love watching you all the time.
So you both love me?
We do. We really do.
All right, I'm just going to hang out here where I'm feeling the love. I love the sign. So I've got fans. I am really, really excited to be here, guys.
All right, Patty, we'll see you next homestand.
We might be able to work an order of nachos or something into that. You love me so much, buy me a hot dog.
How do they feel about Bart, by the way? Chris Johnson, the batter. Westbrook missing inside, and it's 1-2.
So they're asking me, how do you feel about Bart, by the way?
Well, yeah, Bart's good.
Bart's all right. Bart's good. Sounds average. Nothing spectacular. He's no Patty Smith. I don't see any billboards of Bart or anything.
There's only one Patty Smith. CJ on the breaking pitch, striking out. That's #3. Well, we're glad that Patty has found a very enjoyable spot tonight. Just chill out there and have a good evening, Patty.
Thank you. I think I will. I don't get this much love at home.
Especially not during football season. We know that with your husband being your coach.
I get nothing at home.
Brett Wallace lined a single to left field in the second inning. And the man who was a Cardinals first-round draft choice got his first at-bat against them successfully. And he clips the inside corner, and there's strike 1 to Brett. Fallen upon tough times lately. He was 3 for 28 on the road trip for a 107 batting average. Runner going, and he yanks one foul.
Man, he had a huge jump. Can't afford to take the pitcher down on the count, no balls and 1 strike. So just unfortunate. But Carlos had essentially a running lead. Look at him. Westbrook never made him stop.
worked really well. Had that line drive landed fair. Carlos having fun there at first base. Wallace went 3 for 7 in the series in St. Louis.
Got a couple things in play. One, no balls, 1 strike. The hitter's not going to take a strike to allow you to steal a base. 2, as a hitter with Carlos Lee on base, you're not thinking, I'm going to try to take a pitch so he can steal.
He hits one through the hole on the right side. Carlos will head for third base. Here's the long throw from Wynn, cut off. And he still gets there on the Wallace 0-2 delivery. Took advantage of Carlos staying at first that time, hitting it through the hole.
Wallace 2 for 2 now tonight. Has not had a lot of success at the big league level this year. Very good minor league numbers, and boy, great eye-hand coordination there as he reaches down and yanks that ball into right field. 1 to left, 1 to right. And with that swing right there, those actually are 2 swings for Brett tonight. You get an understanding why he was a high average hitter throughout his minor league career.
Tommy Manzella with 2 outs. Takes ball 1. He struck out in the second inning. That was contested. And a call by Hirschbeck. The rule that he swung and the pitch hit him, but we couldn't tell on our replay. Tommy said it hit the bat. Fly ball, left center field. Well, let's find a slot. Holiday over, and he makes a running catch. No runs, a hit. 2 men stranded through 4. It's 1-0 Astros. By AT&T and by Gullo Ford and Gullo Toyota. Good-looking food here at Minute Maid Park. And it's a very brief homestand, only 3 games. The finale will be an afternoon game Wednesday at 1:05. Found out something from Brad Mills about that 1:05 start. That apparently is part of the collective bargaining agreement. That if a team, such as the Cardinals, have an off day at home at the end of a road trip before opening a homestand, it has to be an afternoon game, that final game of the road trip. Pedro Feliz takes.
So he get home and enjoy the whole off day the next day.
Yeah, did you know that?
I did not know that.
Didn't either. Feliz, of course, struggled with the Astros, but as he's put on this different uniform, things have gone well for Pedro. And the Cardinals really needed it. They were having defensive problems at third base. He's plugged that hole, and he's also hit. And the Astros got a right-handed reliever for him in the deal. He pulls to shortstop. Tommy Manzella there. 1 out for Jay Happ in the 5th inning. AT&T has some trivia for us tonight from Minute Maid Park. Who were the first 2 St. Louis Cardinals to record 100 RBI seasons? That's going way back.
Rogers Hornsby?
That's a good guess. Yadier Molina, broken bat fly ball, right field line. That is one of them, JD. Frankie Frisch. And the youngster gets it. Very nice.
Talk about peer pressure. That foul ball up there in the stands, you got to give it up.
Yeah, that is some pressure. You're right. Half misses, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Yadier Molina. Well, these teams have played each other more than 240 times since '94 when they both joined the NL Central, and it's almost dead even.
Yeah, that was when the American and National League went to the 3-division alignment, the wild card era.
Grounded up the middle, backhand play, Sanchez, and the throw in time. Outstanding work by Angel Sanchez.
An unorthodox throwing motion that he has, but he gets the job done. His backhanded play and then spinning and over the top with the throw with the slow-footed Molina.
Yeah,
faster than most Molinas, but
that was the tough part, getting to it.
Yeah, and you talk about the Astros and the Cardinals head-to-head since that time, and almost identical records overall since that time.
Line drive caught by Hunter Pence. We'll get into that in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going quickly. 8 pitches in the 5th inning from Jay Happ. Out of 1-0 Astros lead. Carlos Lee RBI double. AT&T wanted to know the first 2 Cardinals to record 100 RBI seasons. Let's see who they were. Austin McHenry, never heard of him, and Rogers Hornsby, both in 1921.
Nice drum roll there.
Yeah, that's good.
Austin McHenry, yeah, I've never heard of him either. I wonder what happened.
No idea.
Must have blown out a rotator cuff or something.
Ate too much ice cream. Bottom of the 5th inning, and it's Jason Castro leading it off. He bounced into a double play earlier.
So anyway, I'm saying at the last half, since 1994, the St. Louis Cardinals, 1,416 wins. The Houston Astros, 1,398 wins. So 18 games separating the two.
That's amazing.
8 trips to the playoffs for the Cardinals, 6 for the Astros.
Castro fouls it away. Cardinals have won 126 against Houston. The Astros 121 against St. Louis. head-to-head play. They've combined to win 11 of 16 Central Division titles.
This all started back in '94. That's the year the players' strike, and there was no postseason. Cincinnati Reds won the division in '95, the only time that the Reds have won the NL Central. That's why people are giddy in Cincinnati right now, the way they're going.
They certainly are. Castro puts one out toward the left field line, but it's foul. Got to play for Holiday. Right now it's Milwaukee 3, Cincinnati 3 after 5 in Cincinnati. Jay Bruce hit his 18th. Just checking to see if Johnny Cueto would match up with the Cardinals. He would not. He's due to pitch the final game of this series against Milwaukee. Line drive right. Hit pretty well by Castro. Gloved by Wynn.
Yeah, very good swing there by Jason. Had a couple of knocks yesterday, so showing some signs of life in that bat. I think he'd be a good matchup with Westbrook with those sinkers. Castro's pretty good at going down and getting that ball.
Good swing on that one. Now Jay Happ, the ball right to the shortstop in the third inning. It was Cueto who was kicking during that fight with St. Louis and Cincinnati and put Jason LaRue on the disabled list. The concussion. So these two teams have had that bad blood recently, and they meet again this weekend. A lot on the line.
Yeah, so they've got to be able to put that behind them, at least for the time being, because it's so important to win games now. You can't allow that stuff to get in the way of trying to win a game.
Exactly.
That would be a big mistake.
If there's to be a payback on Mr. Cueto, it'll probably come somewhere on down the road. Two balls and 2 strikes. It's been a heated rivalry between the two, and that should make it fun for fans of both those teams. Into left field, Holiday waiting. 2 outs.
Austin McHenry played for St. Louis from 1918 to 1922. He drove 102 runs in 1921, as our graphic indicated. He had 17 home runs that year. The next year, he had 5 home runs, drove in 43, and was out of the league.
Wow.
At 26. So he really hadn't done a whole lot prior to that year in 21.
Michael Bourne takes, and this ball went to Michael. He's 1 for 2. McHenry, never heard of him. Well, the Cardinals are 10-5 against Cincinnati this year.
Well, who knows why?
Okay.
He died November 27, 1922. He died that year at the age of 26.
Well, okay, so maybe he was suffering from some serious illness. So we're told it was a brain tumor.
Greg was all over it. Way to go, Greg.
It's 2 balls and a strike to Michael Bourne.
It's kind of fun to just bump around some of these websites and the obscure information you stumble upon.
Now 3-1 for Westbrook. Westbrook has had good control numbers this season. He's walked 1 so far tonight. The Cardinals have more quality starts than any other team in the league, 78. Only 66 pitches to this point for Jake. Very good numbers. Bourne back to the pitcher. Crack bat and the final out. After 5, 1-0 Astros. Coors Light Freeze Cam. Freeze a play for you. Molina with a grounder up the middle. Sanchez, very good sliding stop. He gets up and throws him out. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by the Frost Brewed Coors Light. Talking with the skipper tonight, Brad Mills, I asked him what's the better position for Sanchez. He said we haven't seen enough of him at second base to be able to answer that yet. And it does. It takes several games usually to get a read on somebody at different positions. They've seen a lot of him at short and like that.
Well, I think that's the best thing about him is his ability to play both the positions. I don't think you would characterize him as an outstanding shortstop or an outstanding second baseman, but adequate at both places.
Brendan Ryan shortened up on that one. It was ball one to Ryan, trying to get something going for the Cardinals, who have one hit off J. Happ. That was a first inning single by Randy Wynn, but he was erased on a double play ball by Albert Pujols.
That's the pitch. Coming from that big 6'6" frame, driving that fastball down around the knees. Didn't give the hitter much to swing at.
He's had 7 ground ball outs of the first 15. Cuts that one in, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count with Westbrook on deck. 9 straight Cardinals have been retired by J. Happ. He hits that corner on the inside, and it's 2-2. And Brad Mills thought that you would see the eye of the tiger in J. Happ tonight, and that's what you are seeing. He thought he'd be very determined, pitching back home against the Cardinals after having his worst game in St. Louis against them. And he gets a swing and a miss.
And it's a performance like this that makes the manager of the other dugout scratch his head too. Hey, fellas, remember last time what we did to this guy? What's going on? What's just going on? Just better pitches. Last time in St. Louis, he just couldn't get the ball down.
Well, that was a perfect low pitch. The way it came in off speed, JD, looked so inviting. Just kept dipping lower and lower. Now Jake Westbrook. Strike one.
He could soften his breaking ball when he's trying to throw it for a called strike. That 0-1, he's just trying to drop in there. And then when he's thinking about a swing and a miss or trying to get you to beat it on the ground, he'll throw it a little bit harder.
No balls, 2 strikes.
So you see where the White Sox have acquired Manny Ramirez.
Oh, the deal went through?
Yeah, he's supposed to play for them tomorrow.
Are they giving up a player for him?
I'm not sure.
Strikeout, number 3. He's got that breaking pitch going now, and it's got a pretty good tilt in it. He's throwing it at a slower speed and really dropping down low, JD.
Well, what allows him to throw that low fastball also allows him to throw that breaking ball. It's getting on top, keeping that front shoulder closed. When he flies open, the fastball is up. The breaking ball spins but doesn't break as much.
What an excellent night so far for J. Happ. Schumacher looks at strike one. He's 0 for 2. The Cardinals have not played well against teams under 500. They've lost 11 of the last 15 against under 500 clubs. And that is so unusual for a Tony La Russa team. In the past, when they get a lead this time of year, and certainly they don't have one now, but they take it to the bank. Broken bat off Happ's glove out to short. Quick recovery by Manzella over to Wallace. For a 1-6-3 out. Number 3, that's 12 straight Redbirds who have been sent down by Happ. 1-0 Astros. Many 1-0 ball games this year in Major League Baseball. It's been quite a turn of events. And is it the Killer Bees coming back?
Killer Bee.
One hopper here by Sanchez. And Pedro Feliz takes care of it. One out. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, the Astros take on the Los Angeles Dodgers Saturday, September 11th at 6:05, and the first 10,000 fans will receive a 100-pence bobblehead courtesy of Minute Maid. Saturday night is also Heroes Night, and all uniformed personnel will be honored before the game. Buy your tickets at astros.com/heroes. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. Patty, are you still in the company of those adoring folks who made the sign about you?
No, I am back in the press box, but do you want to see my sign again? Because I have it.
I would love to see
They
that.
gave it to me.
They gave it to you.
They gave it to me. Here it is. I'm holding it up if Greg Lucas will help me.
There they are, and
What do you think?
I think you should
Can you see it?
put it up in your house.
Yeah, it's going to hang prominently over the mantle.
And your husband might notice it after football season's over.
Well, hopefully he won't notice it till late December. That means they've gone deep into the playoffs. And by then, if he's that far, he'll be so happy he'll leave it up.
That's great. It's not every day somebody makes up a sign with your picture on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That professional's done.
Yeah.
She did it. The wife made this.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting stuff.
I'm so impressed.
Hunter reaches and taps it foul. Now, that's not in that same left field corner area where you became famous earlier this season, is it?
No, I'm sure they have their own sign for me, and I'm sure it's got some little bullseye marks and holes in it by now. Different area. I'm not working that part of the ballpark anymore.
Okay. We've moved on.
We've moved on. We must.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunter with Carlos Lee on deck.
Interestingly enough, though, an unnamed Cardinal approached me with that story today.
Line drive to right and a hit for Hunter, and both times his hits have gone to right field, and they've been hit hard, JD.
Yeah, that's what he's been working on. Let's see where Molina sets up. So Westbrook makes his pitch, gets it out there on the outer third, pitching away from Hunter's strength. I think he's going to try to pull the ball. Pitching away from the Crawford boxes, not a bad strategy.
You're right.
So you got to take what they give you. If you're Hunter Pence, you try to pull it. You probably don't do much with it. Probably ground out to short.
Carlos Lee, RBI double, walk. They've discovered that it's not Hunter the bailer because he's hanging in well and driving the ball to the opposite field. The unnamed Cardinal.
Yeah, I won't tell you who it was, but literally one of the players points to me across the field, and he calls me over and he goes, "Hey, you're that lady." I said, yeah, I'm that lady, or whatever. But he did. He goes, "You're that lady that interviewed Bill the Baylor." He said it by name. I kid you not. He knew everything about the story.
Will forever be known as that lady.
Or whatever.
Or
lady,
whatever.
or whatever.
Lady or whatever. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, she's gone from that to the nice sign that she can hang up, so it's been a season of progress for Patty Smith.
Indeed.
Chris Johnson on deck as Carlos Lee bats. And Carlos takes the breaking pitch. Carlos has had terrific success against Westbrook. 406 average coming into this game.
Westbrook down a run here. His team has 3 at-bats left. So this is the stage of the game where you tend to get a little less aggressive, perhaps. Realizing that one swing of the bat could really change the nature of the game. If Carlos yanks one into the seats, it's a 3-0 ball game. A little bit more deliberate here now with a man on base.
Hot shot on the ground. Feliz gets it to second. Schumacher turns it into a 5-4-3 double play. And that's double play number 3 for Westbrook. Through 6, it's 1-0 Astros. by Comcast and by Verizon. Tight 1-0 ball game, moving to the 7th inning already here at Minute Maid Park. And the Cardinals come up with Randy Wynn, their right fielder, number 2 hitter, trying to get something going in the 7th inning. He has their only hit. That was in the 1st. Then he hit a fly ball to left. Ground ball to shortstop. Manzella. 1 pitch, 1 out for Happ. That's 13 straight outs for Jay Happ. And Albert Pujols comes up with nobody on base. That's important. And facing Albert, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Sanchez moving more up the middle now. Pujols looks at ball 1. Albert with 40 career long balls against the Astros. And there's the way they line up for him.
Strong pull in the infield. Pretty much straight away in the outfield. And deep everywhere. Manzella a step or 2 onto the grass at short.
Ball 2, 2-1 to Pujols, who has hit the most home runs, 401 for a major league player in his first 10 seasons. Now 3 balls and a strike to Albert.
Leads their club in average home runs, RBI, on base percentage, hits. Pretty much does that every year.
Here's the all-time list of homers against the Astros. Pujols fouls it. It's 3-2 to Albert. Albert has walked 79 times this season. He's fanned on 61 occasions. Holiday behind him. Very good 1-2 punch. And runs batted in for the Redbirds. And foul back by Pujols. It's only the second 3-ball count for Happ in the game.
The Cardinals been swinging early. The Astros have been swinging early, and it's turned into a good night for both pitchers. Just 1 run on the board. It came in the bottom of the 1st. Change up.
And he fouls it back.
Didn't make the pitch he wanted to make, but it had him out in front. He hasn't thrown many change-ups, so he had that working for him. This would be a good time to come right back with it. After leaving one up, call it again, and that's when you're best able to make that adjustment.
Happ shaking. Pujols calling time.
Interesting because hitters get into a certain rhythm when a pitcher takes a long time to step out. Sometimes, too, they feel like they got a sense of what might be coming, and then after all those shakes, they wait a minute here.
Fly ball to right. Hunter Pence. And Pujols is 0 for 3.
A little bit behind that fastball, but well located down in the strike zone. That's the thing that Jay Happ has done well tonight. He's used all 4 quadrants of the strike zone with his fastball, up and in, down and away to both right and left-handed hitters, and he's thrown his breaking ball for his strikes. And because of that, he's been able to keep the Cardinals guessing.
Holiday has flied out both times. Strike 1 to the former Colorado Rocky, Oakland Abe. 10 ground outs, 6 in the air, and 3 via strikeouts for Jay Happ.
That's a good changeup.
Yes, it was. Holiday looking back at the home plate umpire, John Hirschbeck, after that call.
Come right back with another one, a little further out and a little further down, or you could take a shot hard in. He wanted to go in, he left it out. He's had a hard time making that pitch at times this evening. He hasn't been hurt by missing, but there's been 2 or 3 occasions where Castro's called for that inside fastball and he's left it out over the plate.
Reaching forward, he fouls it back again. Still 0-2 to the native of Stillwater, Oklahoma, Matt Holliday. 30 years old. He came in a trade with Oakland last year. And that involved Brett Wallace and 2 other prospects going to Oakland. And a swing and a miss for Happ. What a ball game for Jay Happ. That's his 4th strikeout. He's retired 15 in a row. And he leads it 1-0. Energy Inside is brought to you by Centerpoint Energy. Jay Happ has faced 1 man over the minimum. Gave up a hit in the first. That was followed by a double play. He has a walk. Carlos Lee, 29 runs batted in 29 games. Now Chris Johnson, ball 1. He is 0 for 2. Jake Westbrook works the 7th inning with his club down 1-0.
Fitting that the only run in this game scored on an absolute blooper, little dying quail lob wedge. About 130-foot double. Spoke about a C lead.
Spoken like a true pitcher. Ground ball up the middle and a single for Johnson. CJ 1 for 3. He starts it here in the home 7th inning for Brett Wallace, who's 2 for 2. And number 7 for the Astros. 6 have been singles. The Lee loop double, the only extra base hit in this game. The Astros have stranded 3. The Cardinals have left 1. Wallace took his first hit to left field. The second one went to right. Whoa!
Wow.
Johnson was slow reacting on the pickoff move.
And boy, was Westbrook ever quick. Talk about quick feet. CJ hands on knees.
That'll keep you close with a move like that. Wallace drives one to left center field. Holliday back. That's over his head. It's off the wall. It stays in play. Johnson around third. The ball back toward the infield. And it is an RBI double and a 2-0 lead. Brett Wallace, the Cardinals' first-round draft choice, burns them with his 3rd hit of the game.
Well, we've been talking with Brad Miller a lot in recent weeks about Brett Wallace and his composure through these struggles here with his first go-round in the major leagues. He's had a hard time getting things going, but he's maintained a real calm about him and a sense of confidence. And you're finding out why. This kid can swing the bat. 3 for 3 tonight. 3 very good swings of the bat. And just missing his first major league home run.
He really drove that ball to left center now. Tommy Manziel is the batter. Cardinals are looking for a bunt. Pitching in at 3rd and 1st. Manziel is 0 for 2. Strike 1. That's the first 3-hit game for Brett Wallace as a major leaguer. After a rough road trip in which he was 3 for 28, he really explodes here. Manzella chase one way outside. It's 0-2 to Tommy.
You can understand that the Cardinals would have to defend a possible bunt here, but it makes sense to let Tommy swing the bat. You give up an out here, even if you get a successful sacrifice down, so you get a man on third with one out. And then you've got Jason Castro followed by Jay Happ, so essentially would have one chance to get that run home. A little more than that.
Wallace to third, no look there, but a throw to first, safe at first. Brendan Ryan took too much time looking to third, and the hustling Manzella beat it out.
He who hesitates doesn't throw the man out at first. It's an old proverb. Off the end of the bat, not a lot of pace on this ground ball, so he takes one look there, and by the time he throws to first, Manzella, who was busting it down the line, able to reach. Not an error, but a mental error. And good hustle.
Manzella safe. He's 1 for 3. Now Castro's the batter, and the Cardinals bring the infielders in tight. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Castro bounced into a double play, and he lined to right field. Castro takes, and it's ball one with the pitcher Happ on deck. 23,140 the paid attendance.
Jason went down and got a sinker last time. He hit a bullet to right field for an out. It was a very good swing, and if he were to do it again here, he'd have himself a sac fly and an RBI.
Look over first base, nothing doing with Manzella. The Astros got 3 hits in the first inning when they scored their first run. Now 3 hits consecutively here in the 7th. Westbrook continues to pitch with very little run support. He's 20-11 in his career in the month of August.
If Castro gets a knock here, somebody will be doing some digging in this. The last time the Astros got 4 consecutive hits by rookies was July of 1974.
Homer Bailey, as you see, Dave Duncan going to the mound, started for Cincinnati tonight. Gave up 4 runs in 6 innings against Randy Wolf. The Reds and Brewers are tied 4-4 after 6. These are awfully important games for the Cardinals, trying to play catch-up. We go to Patty Smith.
Well, be sure to follow the Astros on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phone with MLB.com. Add that 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Astros.com tonight on your iPhone, iPod Touch, Android, or BlackBerry for more details. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. Trevor Miller, the former Astros, warming up in the Cardinal bullpen. He's their only lefty right now with Dennis Reyes on the disabled list. 86 pitches in the books for Westbrook. He's behind Castro with a 2-0 count. 53 of the 86 strikes. Miller is a lefty specialist. Michael Bourne following Happ. Castro works the count to 3-0 now. Jeff Capinger had 3 at-bats last night in a minor league game. He's due to play 9 innings tonight. Then return to the club, take Tuesday night off, and be able to play on Wednesday, September 1st. Line and off the glove. There's a play at second base and a relay to first. What a play by Schumacher. A double play. Wall is scoring, though, and the Astros lead at 3-0. Terrific play by Schumacher to turn that into a 4-6-3 double play.
Yeah, frustrations continue for Jason Castro, but a good swing of the bat. He got a green light on 3-0. And he did what he's supposed to do, take a good aggressive hack if you get a pitch you like. They were playing in. They wanted to make the play at home. Couldn't afford to give up another run, but Schumacher being pulled towards the line didn't really have that option. So he spins and makes the throw to second. They turn that into a real pretty double play.
Jay Happ, caught by Colby Rasmus, ends the 7th inning. 2-run scoring on 3 hits. The Cardinals have turned 4 double plays, but it's 3-0 Houston.
Chevy is a proud sponsor of youth baseball programs throughout the state of Texas. If you would like to learn more about Chevy's commitment to youth league baseball programs, visit ChevyTexasBaseball.com.
Jay Happ takes the mound now with a 3-0 lead. It was 1-0 until the Astros got a couple in the 7th inning. So he has a little more working room. He's retired 15 straight, facing Pedro Feliz, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout, a ground out. Strike one. Happ gave up the 1-out first inning single to Randy Wynn. And that's the only hit he's allowed. He's walked 1 while fanning 4. In the dirt for a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Astros have won 18 of their last 27 at home. A win tonight gets them at 500 at home for the first time this year. They would be 33-33. Manzella lays back, throws out Feliz. With Feliz running, he could do that, and it's out number 1. Now Yadier Molina. He's bounced out twice. The second one was a gem by Sanchez up the middle.
Tommy Manziel is playing a little fire in his belly these days.
He is.
He's on the road trip.
We really did. It was the emergence of Tommy, and I told him that tonight. He kind of looked at me like I was nuts. Molina's 0 for 2. Well, you know, the player is not always aware that that's how he's being perceived. He's working hard every day and just trying to get the job done. But I think that maybe the injury long term might be a good thing for Tommy. He was able to sit and let things work for him mentally and trying to analyze things, and he has come out much more aggressive since he came back from that broken finger. Two balls and a strike, and it probably doesn't hurt to have Angel Sanchez playing so well at shortstop.
Oh, yeah.
Also.
Yeah, to have us up here speculating night after night. Gee, I wonder if Tommy's going to play when he gets back, or knows he's going to stick with Sanchez.
Competition does do that. Ripped into left field. Hit number 2 for the Redbirds comes from their catcher Molina. Mitchell Boggs warming up in the bullpen.
First base hit since Wynn way back in the first, second batter of the game.
16 straight Redbirds were set down by Happ until Molina got that hit.
The first time he will work from the stretch position since the leadoff walk to Rasmussen the third.
Colby Rasmus takes, and there's ball 1. He lined out to right after drawing a walk. Redbirds in a state of puzzlement here over their August slide, losing 10 of their last 14. Line to first, and there's Wallace to the bag for a double play. Molina doubled off on a 3 unassisted twin killing, and Wallace is in all the right spots for the Astros tonight. 3-0 Houston in the 8th. Brett Wallace got one way out into left center field. He got some lift on it. Really powered it to that alley in left center for an RBI double, scoring Chris Johnson. But he got it to the right of the Landry's Crawford boxes, so it was a double for Wallace, and Wallace is 3 for 3 tonight.
Love the way his bat comes through the zone. Quick bat. Full extension.
Rising call to the pen brings in Mitchell Boggs.
Somebody get that phone. Mitchell Boggs has got it for the 52nd time. He's answered. 3.67 ERA. 251 batting average against.
Drum roll. Michael Bourne shows bunt. He's 1 for 3. There's ball 1. The Cardinals have set a high for double plays in the game this year with 4. Jake Westbrook in 7 innings allowed the Astros 9 hits, 3 runs. He had 1 walk, struck out 3.
He's been remarkably consistent for the Cardinals. Gives up about 3 runs every time. Usually gives them 6 innings, 7 tonight. As has been the norm. Not getting much run support either. No. Despite some pretty solid starts, he's made 6 of them now. He has just 1 win.
He threw 89 pitches tonight. Bourne with a fly ball. Matt Holliday over to his left. 1 out for Boggs.
Love the green light that Brad Mills gave Jason Castro last inning on 3-0. People might say, well, you can't let him hit 3-0. He's hitting 200, a little bit lower. One of the swings he had earlier off Westbrook with Happ on deck. You know, if he walks there, I get the bases loaded with a Happ. Pretty good chance he's going to hit the ball on the ground. Could be a double play, and then Michael Bourne would have been up there with 2 outs trying to drive in a run. And they had Trevor Miller, the lefty, hot in the bullpen.
Sanchez 0 for 3. Yeah, he hit the ball well. It looked like a hit coming off the bat, but Schumacher made a very good play on it.
And I think if you're Brad Mills, you would love to have gotten more. But just get that 1 more run home is paramount.
In the dirt, and it's 1-2 to Sanchez. Boggs pitched twice in the series at Washington. Cardinal bullpen has a 3.75 ERA. Bouncer over the mound, headed for center field, and there's Ryan with the play at first. Spectacular play by Brandon Ryan for out number 2.
And nice range by Ryan, and he was lucky too. He had Angel Sanchez going down the line, and Angel doesn't run very well at all. He runs hard, plays the game hard. He's not real speedy.
No. So Ryan was able to get there and throw him out. Now it's Hunter Pence with 2 opposite field singles tonight. Strike 1 to Hunter. Hunter and Allison Footer are going to entertain some fans tomorrow night. Part of the Astros' first ever social media night. That event sold out in 5 days. Hunter will visit the patio out there in center field at 5:45. 1-1. And that includes a tour, viewing of the batting practice, and dinner and mingling on the patio with Hunter Pence tomorrow night. And participants will be encouraged to tweet and post pictures on Facebook during the event, with the Senior Director of Social Media, Allison Footer, hosting 109 guests. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So maybe Hunter will just show up there holographically.
Could be.
Just be a series of tweets coming through.
It might be. Well, back in the day, Jose Lima entertained out on the patio when he was with his band after a game. That's poke foul and out of play.
After a game in which he pitched and gave it up too, right?
Yes. Yes, he got clobbered in that game. He still performed.
The show must go on, Brownie.
To his credit, yeah. Got to give him credit for that.
He was one of the great showmen here over the years.
He was. Well, we got to see him with his band in the Dominican, and that was a treat.
He was good.
Very good entertainment.
Believe it.
Hunter lays off, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Matt Lindstrom will try to throw a bullpen either today or tomorrow. This is when we spoke with the manager about 4:20 today, so not sure if Matt threw, but he's coming close to getting back on the roster. Needs a rehab assignment first. Sharp breaking ball by Boggs. A strikeout of Pence. It's a 1-2-3 eighth inning. We go to the ninth with Ryan, the pitcher spot, and Schumacher due up 3-0 Houston. Placing Carlos Lee. And here's the ninth inning with Brendan Ryan.
Yeah, that's the way to get after him. That's the beauty of those 2 runs the Astros put on the board in the 7th. Allows you to be very aggressive with that 3-run cushion.
Cardinals have been blanked 10 times this year. Ryan is chasing, and it's 0-2. Jay Happ's last shutout was last year, a 4-hitter against Colorado on August 5th. He walked 2 and fanned 10. 3 complete games in his career, 2 of them shutouts. It's 1-2. And the Cardinals, with a .267 team batting average, second highest in the National League, have had only 2 hits. Happ has been masterful tonight. The low hit game against the Cardinals. Low hit game for Happ, a 4-hitter. 2-2. That was last year.
Happ, more of a fly ball guy than a ground ball pitcher, but he's got a number of ground ball outs tonight. A lot of outs early in the count. And the Cardinals really can't complain about hitting into too many hard outs. Rasmus hit last inning with a bullet.
Bouncer up the middle. Sanchez in front. Quick release. Head first dive. He got him. 1 out.
Sanchez made a couple nice plays, able to slide over and get in front of that. Then the quick release to get Ryan.
Now Aaron Miles is a pinch hitter for Mitchell Boggs. Brandon Lyon warming up in the bullpen for Houston. Miles, a former Astros farmhand, a switch hitter, is 3 for 20 as a pinch hitter. The low hit game by an Astro this year, a 1-hitter by Roy Oswalt against Pittsburgh, July 8th. Fly ball goes foul and out of play, and it's 1-1 with Schumacher on deck. No, it's Felipe Lopez instead of Schumacher on deck. Astros Live is coming up next. Kevin Eschenfelder, Allison Footer might be talking about a 2-hit shutout by Jay Happ.
2 hits, and both of them quickly erased on double play balls.
It's 1-2 to Miles.
A walk to Rasmus to start the 3rd inning. So pitches here with 1 out in the 9th, having faced just 1 man over the minimum.
It's a little looper to right field. Sanchez out. Sanchez!
He was not going to quit on that ball. What an effort. And sometimes you see an infielder retreating out there into the tweener zone between the infield and the outfield. Get a little gun shy. Fear of getting smoked by a charging outfielder. But Sanchez full out. Nice play.
Now the pinch hitters, Felipe Lopez for Schumacher. Switch hitting infielder. 3 for 9 with 2 runs batted in as a pinch hitter. Fans are standing now. And they strike one. The man for whom Roy Oswalt was traded, along with other players, trying to do what Oswalt did when he shut out the Pirates here 2-0 with a complete game. The Astros have had 2 other complete games. They were both by Brett Myers. Lopez takes a look at it. It's 2 balls and a strike. Astros have pitched 6 shutouts this year. Happ was involved in one of those. He went 6 innings. Fly ball, right field line. Hunter Pence digging over. And he's there. He puts it away. And Jay Happ has shut out the St. Louis Cardinals on 2 singles. What a night for Jay Happ as he wins number 5 of the year. And he goes to 4-0 lifetime at Minute Maid Park with a very low ERA.
Wow, unbelievable. 2 hours and 1 minute of outstanding baseball from Jay Happ. Brett Wallace, the hero of the night offensively. But my goodness, Jay Happ, good tonight. And there are times where his location wasn't pinpoint, but his stuff was good. And he had these Cardinal hitters guessing all night long.
He has beaten the Cardinals for the first time in his career. He was 0-2 with a 9.45 ERA against them. What a turnabout tonight. And the final is Houston 3, St. Louis 0.